I don't know. Do you start? Do I start?
So just for introduction, we're doing this the first time together. So he's usually doing the tech talk and the fact stuff, and I'm here for sales and social media. So
we swapped it around already.
Did we?
Yeah, I thought you did do the tech stuff.
No, you don't want me to do the tech stuff. All right. So he's basically talking the real deal, while I'm circling around him, trying to avoid making pictures of him and making pictures of you. So I'm doing one selfie, and afterwards I'm starting to sell you stuff, if that's okay. That's good. Okay.
Okay.
So you can start, and I'm doing pictures.
Okay. So maybe you know this is Daniel Fau. He's currently the interim CEO of TYPO3. Hello. And he is actually also called Mr. Selfie because he doesn't stop. You will probably see most of the time running like this through the event location. So that's one of his things. So, and I'm Benji. I'm developer advocate, front-end developer, consultant, call me whatever you want. I do stuff also at the TYPO3 GmbH. So, and we thought about how we can make this talk happen, or what are we going to tell you. And this is actually
about age.
About age, yeah.
Yeah.
Because as you can see, I'm getting gray, you're getting gray.
He has hair. He has hair.
No,
Promise.
no, it's a lie. It's a lie. But if we take a look back, for example, to 1998, yeah, this was a great year for tech in general. So Apple basically introduced the first iMac. It's actually the year Google was founded. And everyone loves it. It's Windows 88 time, 98 time. And our rough estimate about internet speed is basically everything we now consider as broken. Yes. And as we said, we aged a bit.
A little.
Didn't we? Yeah. So that were we around the time. So I was around 14 years old, 25 years ago now. And you're around 16. We know this picture isn't accurate about Daniel, but he was a fat kid. I
basically was born
didn't want to show the pictures.
That's regular.
Honestly, we just hadn't time enough to find it. But there are also people that were younger back then. And we will come to that part later. Yeah, and you can now start guessing who this is. Yeah, and we had a lot of stuff in mind, but internet and business was probably not one of them. Mostly like partying, maybe getting out, having fun with friends or whatever. But there was one guy, he was called Kasper Skarhoy, and in this year he developed 3 prototypes of a new platform. Yeah, one of them we know today as TYPO3. So, and this was 25 years ago, and we basically, with the project, pioneered the CMS market, and we were there when everything started. Yeah? And TYPO3 also got older through the years. We got just some impressions about what TYPO3 looked through the years, and you see it constantly adapts, grows, and changes, and basically improves on itself until we reach a state where we are basically today. Yeah? Just to give you a quick look back what happened in the last version. So we had version 9, where we, for people who are familiar, sorry for everyone who don't know, we modernized the install tool, we integrated new site management, redirects, SEO, GDPR was big then, the admin panel and speaking URLs. And 10, we basically have a new dashboard as a starting point for user experience that you can customize. We have also fancy developer stuff, like dependency injection, event dispatching. The form framework was heavily improved. We got email templates, and it's only about version 10 we had the possibility to reset passwords for our users. So it may be common nowadays because you all got used to it already, but it's not that long ago. Yeah, and in version 11 we just continue. So it's basically all about evolution. Like Daniel and me grow up, and every one of us gets older, gets more experience, also the system does. And if we now look what we basically can expect from version 12, it's basically everything, it just got better. If it's a page module where you manage your content, if it's the search integration that actually is helpful nowadays, if it's the possibility to see what files you're selecting. Yeah? It's easier to choose content elements, and also the file picking. If you just want to reference a file or whatever, it gets really easy. Yeah? Like drag and drop. And there's a lot of stuff coming in version 12 you can be happy about, or will be happy about. There's a lot of UX improvements. It's not big innovations. Right? Well, we are just evolving and do what we already do, just in a better version. Yeah, we got new page module, we got the new backend search, we got reaction with basically incoming webhooks. If that's something interest for you, we got tile views, drag and drop in the files module. We got a simplified setup. We stop asking questions where we already know the answers and just provide simpler interface to the user. And we got TYPO3. And I guess we can now announce that we actually want to celebrate the 25 years of TYPO3. And we would like to get out a save the date for this, where we will have a party in Düsseldorf at the office.
A serious party. So, if
yes.
Is that where the sales pitch starts? Probably.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
But yes, we are having our yearly general assembly. So where the board is elected, we do have a board member over here. Raise your hand, Boris. So you can ask him if you want to know something about the association. And after the General Assembly, we thought, why not have a party at our office in Düsseldorf? So we have that office for a few years now, but it's been empty for most of the time. And it's a huge office, so we'll get a live band, a few drinks, and maybe you should become a member and join the party, probably. Sales pitch, sort of.
Okay.
Sorry.
Then we just continue before your sales pitch with the obvious stuff. So is it the best TYPO3 ever? Probably, yeah. Like everyone who releases a new product says it's the best ever, and obviously we hope that if someone releases something new, it's better than the predecessor. Yeah. So of course it is, but we still need to improve in a lot of areas, and we are going to just evolve like we did in the past. Yeah. So now you can start your business thing. I can hand it over to you.
Yes, I will.
Okay, perfect.
All right, sales pitch. As Benji mentioned, we did not invent this, and we're not in this in the times of reinventing things. So it's just evolution, and we're just continuing to improve it. And that sometimes gets us a little off the road, which means it doesn't feel brand new. So whenever you ask Benji, do you still remember version 4.5? You will probably, no?
I don't know. I don't remember version 11.
Yeah, but it somehow feels like it's just evolving continuously, and so it's not disruptive anymore. So we have a lot of competitors out there, like social media. You can publish content anywhere, but our product is basically complete. So it does the things it did in the version before, and it will do the things in the next version that it's doing right now. So we thought about, if we are not that groundbreaking and disruptive anymore, we should just focus on enhancing our ecosystem. So that means work with the product in projects, business, usage, marketing, stuff like that. You simply should enjoy TYPO3 no matter how you use it, not only developing it, so it won't feel brand new.
But it will feel brand new.
Yeah, it feels brand new all the time.
Because we're improving it, and it looks better than before, always.
Yeah, shiny.
Okay.
But it's polished, it's not new.
Okay.
Polished.
Okay,
all right.
I'm going.
So, a few things. Now I have to get back.
Okay, sorry.
Business.
Oh.
Thanks. As you might know, the TYPO3 Association is based in Switzerland. If you did not know, you know right now. And the role of the association was for many years to fund the project, which meant money was distributed, funneled towards the core team. And we somehow forgot to mention one of the biggest advantages. The TYPO3 company funded the core budget since 2022, which means we are not really depending on the association, so we finally managed to do so much business, we could fund the development of the main product, which is quite a thing. And I think that got lost in the pandemic, so that wasn't openly communicated, I guess.
Yes, but it's...
Yeah, so thanks.
But we should also include that this basically covers the base needs we have as a product, like slowly evolving, making things better, bug fixing, etc. But it doesn't allow us to make big moves yet.
Yes, but it shows that we grew up, which means when we started these, whenever we started a business or a project back in the days, which meant 2000 something, which means when I was 25, probably around that age, it was easy to start a project. So we were all enthusiasts. We just joined the project and we contributed openly. So we just met at the weekend, and the next generation probably won't do that anymore, but they should find a valuable ecosystem to do. So what else did we do from the company side to help the project? That's where you have to jump in again, because that's a little bit technical. So we do have employees in that company.
Am I still?
Yeah, not all are doing sales pitches and marketing. Actually, we do have less marketing than development. And we are sometimes asked, what are they actually doing? So I like jumping back and forth, so sorry. Yes, we fund the core budget. That's easy, but those are contributors. So the community contributes and is at code sprints. And we're adding something on top, which sometimes gets forgotten, which is our developers contribute too. And you could say something about that if you want to.
Well, that was on a later slide, and you didn't remember them correctly, but this was meant for something different.
Sorry.
But we can now get into it, or later, how you want.
It's my first time.
Okay.
Does it hurt?
No, it doesn't
Okay.
hurt. Well, as developer for the GmbH, we basically took the last years off of core development to basically build the infrastructure for everything around, like stuff like the shop system, the ELTS management, the data hub that you've never heard of, but that's private, that's correctly storing all your membership data and processing, and the automatic payments for memberships, etc. And also the online certifications were basically our daily bread and butter. So we can ensure that everything on the community sides gets distressed and try to relieve some pressure from teams, and basically took over the work a normal contributor could not do in his spare time. Yeah, so that's where we jumped in and said, okay, we have the resources for it. We can invest that kind of hours, and we did it.
It's called professionalization, I guess.
Yes.
So what else is in it? We are governed by TYPO3 Association, and the company basically does management, leads some of the projects. What else was it? Support, yes, we do have customer support. So sometimes even we get called when an agency isn't available. People have questions, so it's a very transparent and open market, so pretty good. And we are also in education, so that's what Benji already said. We do certifications and we funnel trainings towards institutions, companies, and we also do trainings and education for ourselves. For example, in the UK, we do have Thomas in the UK. He's basically doing documentation and training for government institutions in the UK. So we cover that as well.
Yes, so what we're trying to achieve here, what we're showing you basically is a governance. Governance is basically something you know more from the business perspective. It's basically the basic rules that that is applied to a company, that it needs to have certain structures. And these structures are usually not present within an open source environment because everyone does what he likes to do. Yeah? But to get a really stable foundation, we need to basically introduce a governance also into the open source project, because we know there are people reliant on this. You need to have trust in a product, and we can only build trust in something that we can understand, where we see the foundation is basically, it's rock solid. Let me put it that way. Sure. And we have different areas where we also support the community efforts and keep it open source and keep everyone contributing by just relieve the pressure. Yeah? That means we help with coordination within the community projects. Yeah? We are helping out the community to define the strategies and making it possible them to basically build their dream product. Yeah? We are supporting them wherever we can with components like core development. Mostly whenever anyone says we need help, we can basically step in and trying to support them. And also education, this is why Tom, you already mentioned, is writing full-time documentation. So that's his job. His job is to write documentation for TYPO3. So everyone from you can just go online, search for your problem or for a solution you want to have, and you can just read it up.
So we grew up, it's about aging. So we wanted these things to be solved because we're just trying to get better. And next step would be, we are doing a little bit more this year and we are trying to improve, but improving is the next slide, I guess, as usual. So we are providing additional funding to a few of the projects. So we're now trying to get better and reiterating it every year, which means we did small steps this year, like we separated a few of the budgets, like the marketing budget is now basically paid by the company as well, to make room for different things. Just a little insight, the TYPO3 Association is currently in strategizing the whole project and rethinking the whole organization and the project, and that needs to be funded as well. So we're trying to help to make room for these projects, because we do have competitors out there that are professionalized and we need to live up to that standard. But that shouldn't be enough. So we could have stopped with funding the core project is okay, making room for a little bit of marketing is okay, but okay is not where we want to stop, so we are aiming for more. And that more, and be aware, that might be the sales pitch. We are now focusing on building an ecosystem around TYPO3. So we already do have that ecosystem, which is agencies, web hosting, stuff like that. Agencies, I should differ, like you do have tech agencies, marketing agencies, SEO agencies. Agencies basically covers everything that's surrounded in services. And we're now trying to, to help them deliver value and do market research, market development, all of these things. And the company itself can focus more on development. I think that's where I just broke it, the slides before. So we have been building the infrastructure for years, and right now our employees are just maintaining that infrastructure. Maintenance is still a thing, as you all know, but it makes room for improvement and room for contribution on the professional side of the company as well.
Yeah, for example, the only thing we currently do is we do bare maintenance, because we invested some time and the applications are stable, mytypo3.org, everything you used to know. They don't make problems, they don't have errors, they just run. We're a bit proud of that, to be honest. But since then, I guess since we're starting November, something like this, and Andy, raise your hand, and me, two of the TYPO3
Raise it again.
GmbH developers are full-time on core, and you basically notice if you follow core that we are pushing patches and patches and patches and trying to get everything in a nice-looking state and stable state, and bringing the improvements our editors and you as developers deserve.
So, and I have to use this as a segue. It's about age, as we said before. Why are we doing all of this? Back in the days when we've been funding companies, it was easy. You could just start, because building a website was basically brand new. And we are old. Gray beards. Even Boris looks a little bit older right now. Tired. So, tired is the new old. And why are we doing this? We are thinking about how long will this project endure, and for my opinion, it's forever, or as long as the technology is relevant.
Let me put it that way. We try to ensure that it lasts, and it's built to last.
Built to last. And why are we doing this? Yeah, we want to inherit a vital project to the next generation. And Did you find her in the audience? No? That will be easy. So, Luisa, it's up to you and many others, because you know we have 2 or 3 years of age difference, I guess. Something like that. And our generation is now thinking about how can we pass it on to the next generation, and how can that generation think about the next generation. So we have to build careers, business, all of these things. And we are thankful for contribution, but we don't want to rely on it anymore. So whenever you approach someone from university, you are all from university, yes? Are you spending your weekends at code sprints or stuff like you're bringing your contribution for free, or are you into material things, ethics? I don't know. I don't speak your language because I'm old. Nodding? No? It's interactive and it's live on YouTube. So, but you're probably searching for a job at a certain point. We didn't. We just started. So for you, it gets harder, and we want to prepare solid ground for that one. How are we doing this? For the company, we had a few thoughts, and the main thought is, okay, we can raise contribution, we can develop on our own, but we basically have to ensure to funnel stuff back into the environment, which means a lot of agencies are relying on TYPO3 and are working with TYPO3, and we want to make everything a contribution.
But can we take a step back for a second?
Yes, we can.
Because we talk a lot about contribution.
Yes.
And I'm not sure if everyone is aware of what a contribution actually is. It could be delivering code, testing code, writing documentation, making graphics, spreading the word, standing here and talking with Daniel on a stage, or whatever. Everything that helps TYPO3 is basically more or less a contribution. Yeah? But
doing selfies as well.
But not everyone like me, for example, or Andy, has the privilege to get paid for it. So we're not getting paid for today for being here or whatever. And they have to do it in their spare time. And we actually see a shift in the generations where you, basically, our follow-ups, have a different mindset. So you're probably not sitting like me. So when I was 14, I had the decision to go out with my friends or sit in a dark chamber for me alone and for my computer and trying to do something on the internet.
That interactive part, what do you think he did? Dark chamber or friends? Dark chamber with friends.
Yeah, so there's a mind change in the generations, and we totally agree that's necessary, yeah, because we work to live and not live to work. And we understand this change. That is why we say, okay, we have to find other ways to stabilize the product and basically build a foundation on it that you can rely on your professional level. You still enjoy it, and you have fun, and you're all welcome to contribute. But this is something we should build a long-term business on it, or we can't rely on it.
We should just cover the daily life needs, like earning money, buying food, paying rent, these things, and then it's fun to work. So when all of your worries are covered, it gets better. So thinking about our stakeholders, let me talk a little bit about our ecosystem. We do have a lot of association members, but a lot is not all of them, which means the association has roughly, so we do have community memberships. I'm not counting these because that can be done by students, for example, so that's very cheap, like €7.92, if I got it right. So it's low. And we do have bigger contributions, like a silver, gold, or platinum membership. And a platinum.
So, just to interrupt you, don't get me wrong.
No.
We love community memberships. And we see it as appreciation in what we're doing and seeing if we're succeeding to the individual.
And it's the cheapest entry ticket to the party.
Yes.
Okay, just think of it. But those companies we're talking about, they are actually funding the project, and that's what we want to foster and what we want to increase. Yet we do have a lot of TYPO3 association members, which is great, but we do have a lot that aren't members but are downloading our product, are using that product on a commercial daily basis, And we want to get those into the community as well, and we want to, can I put it bluntly, even if it's live, we want their money or their contribution. And they don't have to invest time, I'm taking money as well. So we can work with it and funnel it towards the right people to contribute more and better.
It's more like an enabler.
Yeah.
So we want to enable more people to do the same and build a better product for every one of us that every one of us can use free of charge, but that costs money.
Yeah, right. And we're just trying, of course, sometimes agencies just forget to sign up for a membership, I get it. Now you won't forget anymore. What are we planning for 2023? So in the 25th year of TYPO3, we are lowering the entry level for TYPO3 association members because we're giving away benefits, because we do have some commercial products. The commercial products might be, you're getting a certification, you're getting a training, you're getting an ELTS plan. That might be a little bit complex if you're not familiar with it. We extend the TYPO3 support by multiple years, but that usually costs money. You're buying that at our doorstep, which means TYPO3 companies providing that service. The pricing used to be the same for non-TYPO3 members and for TYPO3 members, which is weird because there was no incentive to becoming a member, which basically, yeah, did not leverage. So we are changing that. Next slide. We are now, as of next month, with our next ELTS release, giving discounts to association members. So products at our company get cheaper if you are actively participating in the community. Makes sense? Probably. It gets a little bit cheaper, which also means it gets more expensive for companies that are not contributing, be it time, money, things like that. We will use that money maybe to get a new colleague for you.
Would be nice.
Yeah.
I'm very lonely.
Yeah, so.
Only have Andy.
So we will enlarge the dark chamber by just having different price levels. What else? We are thinking about creating value by collaboration. We are basically sole entities in the whole ecosystem. So who's working at an agency? Okay. How many other agencies are you talking to? So on a daily basis. The ones you know, probably. 5?
You're well connected. You're well connected.
Yeah. You're an association board member. You have to talk to agencies, so that doesn't count. You're out. Yep. So basically, but you're in your comfort zone, even on a daily basis in your job, which means we are trying to interconnect people, companies on a bigger scale to create more value by collaboration. How are we intending to do it? I'm bringing out examples. We are rethinking partnership, which means we are actively approaching all the players, stakeholders in our ecosystem. And we want you to join that and meet like-minded companies. And I have to get to the next slide because now I have my example. Roundtables. Just provide a forum where you can talk to each other, and we will do that, for example, in Hamburg next week. So I'm in between something like 15 to 70 participants. I don't know how many will show up, but it's huge agencies like 4,400 employees down to small agencies with 10 employees, just to interconnect and exchange and maybe leverage the product, create value. And we will do so by traveling to the different cities, get many agencies on board, no matter if you're a association member or not. We want you to exchange and build a network. So networking is a thing, and that will most likely boost careers, boost business, and yeah, provide some data, which means by meeting agencies and people in our ecosystem, we can get feedback on our product. So we usually get feedback of our product a lot, unasked.
Sometimes?
Yes, mostly complaints on Twitter. But we want to professionalize that as well. So we want to get it back. And we also want to know a few things like, I have to talk to students again. You're most likely curious about salaries and things you might have when leaving university. I guess you have to not, or might be a thing. not relevant to everyone, but to a few of us, I know. And we want to know that as well. So I want to gather data. So I want to interview agencies just to get a feeling, how does our ecosystem work? Anonymized collecting of how much salary is usual for Hamburg, for Berlin, for Düsseldorf, for Munich. I'd like to know, and I'd like to give it back to the community so you can plan your business better, and you can scale, and you know where to locate yourself. Am I just medium? Am I located in a very good position? Do I have enough clients? Am I at risk? All of these things. And that's just better if you talk to each other. And we need a neutral party, which is us, to provide that service. And yes, we want to create value by creating new business opportunities. And I don't think we're intended to say a lot about this.
No.
So, because it was talked about a lot that we are intending to create a marketplace for TYPO3. Other projects have that?
We sometimes, not everyone has it integrated, but there are existing marketplaces. We have also one marketplaces around currently, the one Nitzan builds, but we're now going to build the official marketplace with deep integration.
Yeah, and which also means if we're in contact with all the agencies, the product gets better. We are always trying to improve sales, because in the end, we want to offer jobs, we want to just leverage the whole product, the project, and we want to have healthy businesses out there, because that's what enables contribution. So, but more soon. Now about this year, 2023.
We already started, right?
Yeah, but I'm old.
Okay, we forgot.
All right, okay. That's a shout out. We want you to meet again, because you're already doing the first step. You're meeting in Venlo, which is great. But we want to encourage you to grow your network. So if you're not having business cards anymore, I know most of you don't. You do have those nice lanyards with the names on it. Just interconnect on LinkedIn. Maybe give a Twitter follow to someone. Follow the project. Meet again. We do have opportunities for that. Maybe I mentioned our release party, and you can get a membership and join the release party. Live band, drinks, everything's good. But what else can you do? For the release party, you might follow TYPO3 on Twitter and Instagram. So these are the two social media channels we're using the most. Please take pictures. TYPO3 official, TYPO3, great, thanks. We will announce it here. What else can you do? We have the TYPO3 Developer Days. That's developer specific. You want to say something about that?
Well, it's my highlight of the year.
Yeah, why?
Yeah, because for me, I have to be honest. I'm not looking at much talks at the developer days, but I'm also not watching a lot of talks when I'm on camps or events. But it's really the inspiring people that come together, that share a knowledge and are willing to share experiences. Like for you students, if you go to someone and ask him, how does your daily work, how does your day look, or whatever, they will answer your questions probably happily. Because this is what we are here about. We are here to network, to talk, to inspire other people and have fun together and take something back. And honestly, my pro tip, talk to the people directly. You will learn stuff they would never share otherwise. Because developers like to talk about crazy stuff, so that's really cool. And I like to have the parties in the evening.
That was my fun fact. They even like to socialize.
Yes.
In daylight.
Yes, they're sitting outside in the sun last year and were almost sunbathing, I don't know, and having cocktails and good food. So it's really an enjoyable experience to be there. And you can learn something in addition, and probably your boss will pay it. So that's also a benefit.
Probably, yeah.
Hopefully.
So, and if you need TYPO3 sunglasses, I think we brought some there up front at the desk. What else? Developer days. And I'm not sure if that's the right audience, but we finally do have a TYPO3 conference announced. It's not officially announced yet, but it's planned, and that's basically the first time someone sees it.
But these slides also have the correct date, right?
Yeah, that's the correct date. So Edward was wrong. You had the wrong date. No, it's called work, so that's why we're doing it Thursday, Friday. It's not on a weekend. So, conference in Düsseldorf, that will be fun and interesting. We will change it a little. The last conference was in the Netherlands, and it was back in 2019, so a long time ago. I think we have to meet again, especially for the networking part and the business part. And if you work at an agency, of course, at the first night of TYPO3 conference, we will have an award ceremony back again. So if you worked for the last years and that might brought up a project that is valuable and is dear to you.
Of course I did.
It is, yeah. So you might want to submit it because we are finally giving out awards again and we want to celebrate our project. So that's long overdue, and celebration sometimes should come with a big audience and a stage and awards and all of these things. So keep that in mind. We want you to visit us and join us. Besides our official events, T3 Developer Days and the TYPO3 conference, we want to encourage you to visit TYPO3 camps. This one is called a web camp, but it's a lot of TYPO3 branding out here, so we do have more of them. Some are in proximity, which is TYPO3 Camp Rhein-Ruhr. We're not sure if every camp is really happening, so Mitteldeutschland, yes, that's this month in Dresden. Nantes, beautiful landscape. Probably the smallest camp, but I think they have the best food because France.
It was always great. I've visited most of the camps in Nantes, and I always felt welcome, and it's always a great experience.
And I think they're doing canoe tours. So, Vienna, Hamburg would say different, but I think it's the most beautiful city in the world, and it's one of the English and international camps, so you might want to visit that one. We do have Switzerland. Hamburg isn't even up there. Munich doesn't have a date, and Rhein-Ruhr, you can talk to, are you organizers as well? All right, perfect. So these people are actually here, so talk to them, visit the camp. Cluj, I don't think it's happening this year. So we used to have a small conference, Eastern Europe in Cluj, Romania, but that, I'm not sure if anyone's planning it. We have to contact Daniel again, probably. And maybe plus work from Munich. All right. So takeaways.
Takeaways.
Takeaways. Build, learn, grow, repeat, and pass it on. So, to be honest, I think Benji, how long do you want to work?
I'm getting old. I feel it in my bones.
Right.
So at some point I need to retire, but I'm still working for quite a long time.
Yeah. But we will stay here for a few years and we will try to pass it on to the next generation. You already met the next generation over here. Just a few words about Luisa. She's marketing team lead at the TYPO3 Association, so she's already contributing. And we might want you to join a community team as well. So if you're interested in content management, building websites, digital technology, publishing, whatever you can build with TYPO3, you might want to join one of our community teams. You can have easy contribution just with a few hours a month. You can join a sprint. People are nice. They welcome you with open arms. Consider it. That would be nice. And if we did not mention anything and you're like, maybe we should have that TikTok API, we would like to know because we might don't know. We might not know.
You don't have a TikTok account?
No. Do you?
Yes, of course.
Yes? Okay. Can you dance your name?
Probably not.
Okay.
I went to the wrong school.
So if we're just not knowing anything, please tell us. Especially if you're from university, we want that knowledge because we are all aged, which means our knowledge is basically shaped by 20 years of experience, which isn't good all the time. And now the real takeaways, that's for you.
Yeah. So we will get an amazing version 12. Yeah, and we can all be happy about it, about the improvement. So I'm really happy about it. All the little nitpicks like matching white space and whatever stuff. So that's stuff making me very happy. We get amazing events. We get finally benefits for being a member. So it's not only we appreciate the goodwill, but we also want to give something back, yeah, and basically make it beneficial for both sides.
partnerships, I think that's my part. If you want to become a member, just come to me. I will just do the calculations if there's anything valuable for yourself. And I'd also like to introduce you to the partner program we are intending to do, because now you can reshape it and it will be officially announced at the TYPO3 conference. So we do have a little time. If you're an agency, talk to me. I'm here exactly for this one. And ELTS pricing. Become a member, it gets cheaper. Don't be a member, pay more. Thanks.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have ended with payment, right?
You are the business guy. If that's a great decision, I don't know. We are on an open source event, but
okay.
Yeah.
Talk to us. Thank you, Benji, for preparing the slides with me. So he's basically the perfectionist. I would have been standing up here just talking by myself, wandering around doing selfies.
He had one slide.
One is enough sometimes. Right.
Okay.
So thanks. Have a great camp.
We forgot something. Do you have questions?
Questions? Questions?
I'm good.
That's good. We did everything right.
So we'll see you on the next code sprint then, I guess. Yeah?
Valuable. So grab some food, grab some coffee. We're here so you can talk to us in private. We can go to a dark chamber, whatever. So whatever rocks your boat. Thanks.
We will turn on the light, right? Okay.